What the heck? Why does it do that? What the heck? Ooh, okay. Oh, I have it set to something weird. What the heck? Okay, hello. I have figured out why it does that. Okay, so apparently, when the countdown timer finishes, it automatically changes my scene to my mic for some reason. I don't know what it's setting it to. But yeah, the reason why that happened last time where my screen suddenly turned black and why it turned black this time is for some reason in the settings it's set to that when my timer countdown finishes, it switches scenes to something completely like to something else, and I did not set it that way. I think it turned on by itself somehow. But yes, hello, welcome. You like my library? I like my library. I don't know, I feel like when I start stream, I'm just like, yeah, let's just pick something completely random for a background and like an outfit. So yeah, hello. How are you? How is everybody? If I start like 1 minute before stream, no, if I start 1 minute before 12, does it still count as like, does it still count as like a Friday stream? Chillin'? Hi. Hello. Hi. That's nice. I don't know what time it is for you, but like, that's like, I don't know what time it is for you guys, but yeah. It's midnight for me, so hi. I'm good? Yeah! Nice. I'm also good. Yeah, glasses. These were by, let me see who the heck this is by actually, I forgot. I know it's in my files, 1 second. It's still Friday for me, so yes, okay, well. We started 1 minute before, like, literally 11:59 I started stream, so. Let me see here, what the heck? I believe these glasses are by... Oh. Wait. Items? Near the bottom. Inakake 123. Yes, they're by Inakake 123. Wear glasses. How am I? I'm good. I will have to see. 7 p.m. is kind of like around my dinner time, so I will have to see. If I finish around that time, I will see. I actually don't know. But I'll let you know, like, maybe 2 hours before. Yes. I cannot hear. Like, I took off my headphones. I took off my headphones so I can't hear a thing, but that's fine. Oh my god, I have like 2 pairs of ears going on. Holy moly. Holy shoot. Let me turn this off. Okay, there we go. Double cat ears, no! It looks weird if I have like 4 pairs of ears, so... Oh my god, I remember I said I was gonna turn that off. I left it on. Uh-oh. Yeah, cute! Cute ears. Yeah, 3 sets of ears. I look like a librarian. I look like a librarian with the glasses. It's kind of funny. Is this an IRL thing? No, it's It's like, I think it's a stream thing, I don't know. Hi Kyo, hello, welcome. Hi Jared. Kyo, Koyu. You know, that's the second time someone has spelled my name like that. Koyu. I'm like, who is Koyu? Koyu sounds like a dog name, to be fair. Kyo. No, it's a stream collab thing that I was invited to like the other day, and I said sure because I need to socialize. I will say though, for reference, if people come into my stream and they're like, hey, would you like to like do a thing together? Most of the time I'll be like, who are you? But I would prefer if people like message me. I will message you about that. Whatever's going on about that, I will message. So like stuff related to that, I want that to not take place on my stream. But I'll message you about that later if you like want to DM me or something. Sure. But yeah, if people come in and they're like, hey, we want to like do something together, honestly, just say something in my Discord or say something on like, just message me. I have an email. But like, it's kind of awkward if people do that on the middle of stream and then I'm just like, oh wow, this is really awkward. It's like when people propose in public, you know? You know when people propose in public and then like the person turns them down and it's really awkward? What do you mean, huh? I'm just saying it's kind of similar because then it's like you're putting somebody on the spot. And then I feel like I'm like, oh, that's awkward. So then I just pretend. Have you ever noticed I don't sometimes... Two reasons. If you feel like I missed your message is one, I either forgot, I read it and I forgot to respond, or two, I either ignore it on purpose. So like, you'll never know. You'll never know if I forget to read something or if it was on purpose. I thought it was a proposal. No. I don't think I've ever been like close with somebody like that. No, that's really weird. Imagine somebody coming up to you and you don't know them and they'd be like, guts down on one knee. Hey, I know we haven't known each other for very long, but I have an important question to ask. And then they reach into their pocket, they pull out a ring, and they're like, will you be my bro-in-law? And then you're like, what? You know? That's how it feels. How would you feel if somebody did that to you? Would you think it's a prank? If someone came up to you and they were like, you're rich is the best. How much money do you make every year? How much is in your savings account? What's your tax bracket? That's the question you should ask if you're ever on a first date. Just subtly ask questions about their childhood, and if they say that they went to like a private school, you're like, what kind of car does your father drive? You don't want to be direct. You don't want to be like, hey, are you rich? Like, that's a little too direct. Then they think you're a gold digger, right? You got to be subtle. How's your taxes and how's your relationship with the IRS? Are you wanted in any way by the by the IRS? I still think about that one, you know that one meme from time to time? Where the light is writing in the death note, he's like, the IRS. The IRS. The DMV. Yeah. And then Ryuk. Oh, I love that meme. I don't know who thought of that. That's so creative. The DMV. Oh shit. Yeah. That's so creative. I wonder who came up with that. You know my hairstyle right now? With like, just like the twin tails and the glasses? I look like that one quiet kid in those mangas that just sits in the back of the class with my books and I'm just like... I'm like that person who just like, oh my god, I remind myself of like this one Danganronpa character. But I don't have the braids. The one with plot armor, the side character. I'm a side character. If I was to ever be in an anime, I think I'd be a side character. I would not be a main character. If at most, I'd be like a deuteragonist or maybe like an anti-hero. I would not be the main character in a story. I'd be like that one side character who's just there on the side, and every so often you'd be like, what are they doing? Even in school, like my entire life, I've just kind of lived like just doing my own thing, and every so often people would be like, oh, that's Kyo, you know? Like people would know who I was. They'd know who I was, but they would be like, oh, that's that girl who like, I don't know, sits on the stairs or like stands inside lockers for no reason, or I don't know. I don't know, like does like weird things at recess, you know? People know you and never know what you're doing. I guess so, yeah. I've always been like a weirdo. Night, me go to sleep, good night. No, not mischievous. People just be like, they know of me, they know who I am because I don't know. I'm just weird. I'm gonna tuck you in, hold up. Good night, go to bed. Good night. Good night. It's so funny, like every single time. It's like I'm thinking back on my life between like high school, middle school, elementary school. Throughout my life, I always end up in these kind of friend groups where I start off with like, you know, that group of like popular kids. Like they're not popular because they're like popular, but like because they're the most outspoken people and they're well known by a bunch of people because they're like outspoken, right? The class clowns, the people who like talk to the teacher, the people who are like just loud. Like they're not popular anyway, but people know them because they're loud. It's not like, I don't know, that they're like attractive or good looking or whatever, that they're people like talk to them. It's just because they're social, literally. I think a lot of popularity comes from like being social in the first place. So it's really funny because in most of my life I've been like in groups where I start off with them, and because they're nice people, they'll be like, hey, I noticed that you're alone. Would you like to hang out with us? And I'd be like, sure. But then as I was hanging out with this group, I'd be like, wow, we are not the same type of people. I do not like at all vibe with anything that they say, because they'll be talking about things like, oh, I went to the mall the other day and I got a new phone, or I have you seen this celebrity gossip, or have you seen this type of like outfit? And then they show me like Lululemon sweatpants and they're like, isn't this so cute? And I'm like, I guess no, like that's not my thing. That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about like sharks. I want to talk about sharks. So like I've just kind of like, whenever I sit with these groups, I just sit there and I stare into space. I'm like you can see like in my eyes, nobody's home. Nobody's home. And I'm like, okay. Like when you're young, it's easy because you can get along with anybody. It's like that whole like, woo, yeah, I don't really care about whatever you do, but like, let's go play on the playground together. Let's talk about your dog. Let's like, I want to go to your house, and then we just vibe and we watch like Disney movies. But when you're like, I guess when you're in high school or when you're older, and then the conversation starts turning less about like cartoons and really cool things that happened to you the other day, but it starts turning about boys and dating and romance and celebrities and like gossip and social media, then it goes in one out and out the other. I'm like, no thank you. So it's really funny because I always end up in these kind of groups, and then I eventually just slowly shift to like the other group, you know, the group of like people who are different, I guess, in a way. people who are not with that in group. People are in like a different group and they're not weird or anything, but they're just like different. And I find that really funny. And they wouldn't mind? No, because like I still am friends with them. I still talk to them from time to time. They know me. They're like, oh yeah, Kyo's like nice. He's friendly and whatever. But I don't hang out with them like at recess. I just go do my own thing. I just walk away. And you know, they see me hanging out with another group, so they're like, okay, fine, whatever. No, they don't mind. Like, you know, friend groups change, it's normal. But yeah, I would hang out with a different group. And then we would get along better because they would talk about things that I can actually relate to or talk about. And we would do like cringe things. Like we'd talk about, I don't know. We would talk about, what superpower would you have if you were like in a comic book or something like that? Like, you know, cool things, more interesting things than like, did you see what this, I don't know, what this TV show did and they talked about this? Or did you watch the new episode of Grey's Anatomy? Yeah, different interests. So I would not be able to relate. But like on a superficial level, when it comes to like, oh, working together on a group project or working together on a school thing, like, sure, I get along with people just fine. But yeah, that's the reason why a lot of people, like wherever I go, they're like, oh yeah, I know of Kyo, but a lot of people haven't talked to me, but they know who I am, they know like me. And I think that's kind of funny. It's like, what am I, cryptid? And they're like, oh yeah, I know who that is. That's that person. I'm like, oh wow, I don't know who you are. I'm also bad with names. I'm also bad with faces, to be fair. I'm really bad with like identifying people. Like I know people, like I'll look at them, I'm like, oh yes, I remember you, but like I don't know if I remember your name. I'd have to see somebody really often to remember. But yeah, that's how I met my friends. Okay, what are we doing today? We have two options. I'm bad at remembering if I stop meeting them at a certain point. Ooh, yeah, that too. Well, I mean, if I've met somebody once and I've hung out with them at least once for like an extended period of time, like let's say I'm with somebody and we're out together for like maybe a day. Like if we've hung out together for a day, I'd probably remember them. I might not remember their name, but I probably would remember the interaction I had. If I met somebody in an elevator once, I probably would not remember them. But like if I look back to my past, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember going to school with these people. If they were really memorable, I would remember them. But like if they were just some random person that I never interacted with, then probably not. But there's been a lot of people in my life who've been very memorable. Like not for good reasons, but like very different reasons. Do you know that trend on TikTok that was like a thing a couple of years back? That was like office siren. They're memorable for everything but a good reason. There's a lot of people who are memorable for not good reasons. Like my middle school teacher in our final year who was like, let's write graduation speeches and then I'm gonna read all of them and I'm gonna pick out the one that I like the best and that they're gonna be the person to present at the end of the year ceremony. And she read mine out loud and she was like, wow, this is negative. Because I started it off with like, yes, this was the best year and the worst year. Maybe the worst year. And she was reading it out loud and she's like, why is this so like, who wrote this? And I'm like sitting there listening and I'm like, oh, that's mine. It's a personal speech, man. Yeah, I'm like, oh man. Like, she dissed my speech in front of the whole class, and I was just sitting there like, yeah, that sucked. And then people would come and talk about that. They're like, oh my god, that one speech that was like super negative and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I wonder who wrote that. Yeah, that was so negative. Who wrote that? Wow, they sound like they had a horrible time here. To be fair, they wanted something honest, they wanted something heartfelt. I gave them my opinion. Wait, let me see if I can find it actually. Yeah, that's a good idea. Can I find it? Do I still have it actually? I wonder. Let me see. I probably do. No, I do not have that. I don't know what happened to it. I don't have it anymore. Unfortunately. I have my documents of like past essays and stuff like that, but what is this? Who wrote this? That's not me. Oh, I just found like Google Docs of this this light novel that I was reading. I guess when you open up something, it saves in your files. Okay. No, I don't have it anymore. That's kind of sad. I don't have a lot of my old like works that I used to do. That's kind of sad. But then again, it's also kind of cringe. Like when you read back on past essays, or when you read past like on past works, right, that you do, and you're like, wow, why did I write that? I have like works written by myself from when I was 10, because my parents' idea of discipline was to, let's see here. Do I have it? Let me look back on it more. This is in high school. It had to be an absolute masterpiece. I don't know. Let me look back on it. I think I have some stuff. I have a letter. I just hit delete once the semester ends. No, you should keep things. You know, my parents' idea of discipline, if I had like, what's it called? Oh my god. I think I was like 10 when I wrote this. Their idea of, what's it called? Discipline. If I did something, they were like, I want you to write an essay. And I was like, aw. This was then persuasive writing piece. Let me zoom in. What the heck? Okay, my computer just glitched and that's so weird. My mouse just changed to Miku for some reason. That's so weird. English class, no. Is this it? No. Oh, that's edgy. What the heck? Last. No, I can't find it. I'm kind of sad. This is why you guys should like title your things, because everything is labeled as just one word things. Like I have things called telephones, Parks. Untitled document. Untitled document again. Untitled document. Essay. Script. Like project. Cover letter. Essay. Untitled document. Untitled document. Untitled document. Untitled document. That's not very helpful. This is your daily reminder, guys. Name your things because otherwise you can't find stuff. Oh no, I think I deleted it. I think I was just so edgy that I was like, I can't have this anymore. Maybe I wrote it down on paper, but I don't have it. I'm kind of sad. I want to know what I wrote. There's a lot of things I wrote back then that I just don't remember. Like, I know I wrote like a speech. I know I wrote like a lot of things. But this is back then in the period when they make you write things down on paper. They made you handwrite things, and that was like... On one hand, I get it. It's like for the purpose of writing things. But at the same time, a lot of people didn't have computers back then. But my gosh, my handwriting is a mess. My handwriting's not nice. My handwriting is like super messy. Love your outfit, thank you. I look like a librarian. I look like a librarian. Yeah, I feel like every once in a while I like to change things up a bit. I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of bored. Let's like pull out one of my assets that I found online. That's what I like about going on Twitter. I have what's it called? I've optimized my feed to only give me sorry. What's it called? I've trained the algorithm to only give me like assets. I follow a couple artists too that post like VTuber assets. Yeah. Alright. Like for example, HRN__XN on Twitter, as well as I believe DEI_PFT. They also do a lot of assets. So yeah, majority of my assets are from those two. When it comes to like hand assets, I've got like a whole host of like sources and resources for things like that. So yeah, I like to switch things up. I have a lot of things too that I can do. Like I have this hair. This is my default, right? I have this hair. And then I have this one. And I have short hair. I can get a haircut. Oh wow, this makes me look old. I look like a secretary now. And I have this one. And this one. These are just variations of the same hairstyle. I just have different things. And this one was the one that I have right now. And then I have this one. With the bows. Well yeah, I like the customizability of it. The original is like, you know, with both the hair down and the twin tails and everything. Hi again, hello, welcome. We're just yapping while I think about what I'm gonna do today. How's your life? How's everybody's lives? Is anybody like doing anything exciting? It's Mother's Day this weekend. It's Mother's Day on Sunday, so I don't know. My family actually doesn't really celebrate Mother's Day. We celebrate birthdays, not really Mother's Day. Maybe at most we'll do like a card, but that's it. But I know people who go really all out for like holidays and stuff. Like some of my friends, they're like, oh, I buy my mom a gift. And I'm like, oh, you guys do that? I don't. It's really interesting hearing about people's different families and stuff because some people have very different traditions. Especially people from different cultures. Because they'll be like, oh, like in my culture, blah, 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 we have this type of, like this type of coming of age ceremony, or we have this type of like holiday or this type of event. And I'm like, oh, interesting. I've never heard of that before. That's really cool. Back with my lunch. What do you have? What are you eating? I'm hungry. I want food. Yeah, coming of age ceremony. So like if you're Jewish, for example, you have like a bar mitzvah. If you're Filipino, some people have a debut at the age of 16. If you're American and you're white, mostly people who are Americans, they have, what's it called? Sweet 16s. And then when you're 21, they also have something else too. Kind of similar, right? The people have sweet 16s. People have, I think in Indian culture, they have something similar to like a debut as well. I forgot the name of it. But yeah, a lot of different cultures have some kind of like coming of age ceremony, usually for girls. Mostly for girls. And then I know in Japan, they also have a, they call it like a girls' day. So at the age of, I believe, 3, 5, 7, and 14, they have like a type of, they call it girls' day, but they have like, it's like a celebration of coming of youth and to like becoming an adult when you reach certain points of your life. So depending on like what age you are, they have different types of holidays. That was actually recently, Children's Day. They have like Girls' Day and they have Children's Day. So Children's Day was like, I think last week. I actually have a Filipino friends. I think it depends on the debut if they choose 16 or 18, because most of them go at 18 years old. Depends, yeah. Most of my friends, they did at like 16. Children's Day is like a holiday in Japan where they celebrate basically just like kids. And then they do this thing called koino bonori, where they make little, you know that emoji with the stick and the fish flyers? That's for Children's Day, which I find really interesting because have you ever noticed that a lot of the emojis are very Japan focused? And I don't know why. Like, no other culture in the world has as many symbols as like Japan does. And I think that's really weird. I'm like, why do we have something that's very specific to like Japanese culture in like a universal emoji set that like literally not 90% of the population is not going to use? And most people look at that and they're like, what is this thing? That is a Japanese culture thing that I think a lot of people don't even know about. Is it because it's memorable? I don't know. It's memorable because it's a cultural thing, but I think a lot of things are memorable because they're cultural things. Like, love hotels are a emoji that I don't think a lot of the population knows what they are. Like, the concept of love hotels in a lot of other countries do not exist. They are just considered regular hotels. But if you go to Japan, love hotels are very specific than regular hotels. You know? Or like, they have two different types of masks that are specific to Japanese culture. They have like images of shrines and temples and stuff. And a lot of the food is also very Japanese. Like, you look at the food section and a good percentage of it is like, you've got ramen, you've got sushi, you've got udon, you have the little Naruto, which is the fish cake. You have dango, you have like a different type of dango actually. You've got the sakura mochi. You've got a lot of Japanese food on there, and I'm like, there's other types of food too. Like, I know there's spaghetti and stuff, but that's basic. Like, why is there no hamburger emoji? We don't have a hamburger emoji, we don't have a sandwich emoji, like, there's no hot dog emoji, I think. I think that's specific to Google. I'm like, why is there so many things like specifically Japanese that a lot of other cultures don't have? Is it because it's popular? Is it because it's big? Is it because it's like a well-known culture that people recognize from? I don't know. Love hotels are shrines and images I get because it's paying respects. Yeah, like shrines and stuff, obviously. But a lot of other things, they're very specific. Like if you ever go to the symbol section of the emote page, there's a lot of Japanese characters too, like the romaji slash kanji. The onsen symbol, nobody else except Japan uses that symbol. That symbol is specific for onsen. It's only used for onsen. There's a lot of kanji characters too. Why would you have characters specifically that, like for Japan slash, I guess maybe sometimes China would use those because they have the same character alphabet. But think about the population. You have a very small population of like people who live in Japan who would understand those words and characters versus the rest of the world who have iPhones. Like you don't see characters in any other language. You have the English alphabet, the Roman alphabet, but you don't have characters in like Arabic. You don't have characters that use ancient Greek letters, except for like, you know, alpha, omega, beta, whatever. The unique. I don't know why there's so many Japanese characters in the emoji alphabet. Is it because whoever the artist is Japanese? Like, do they have a headquarters somewhere in Japan whenever they release new emotes and they're like, oh, we need to create a new emote. It's gonna be Japanese. Like, why? It's so weird. Like, you don't see Korean letters. You don't see Korean things. Those Greek symbols are for math. Most of the time, yeah. A lot of the time, yes, they are used for math. I think they're most commonly used in math. And also, you know, the correlation between math and sororities? Sororities and frats. They also use those Greek symbols. They know students exist. Oh my god. When I was in high school and we started getting into calculus, and they were like, oh, we're gonna learn something new. We're gonna introduce to you the delta symbol, the lambda, the alpha, the little squiggle, the sigma. I'm like, oh no. Sine, cosine, tan. That was the bane of my existence when they started introducing letters and symbols. And things like sum. The sum symbol with the big E and then what's it called? The square root. Oh my god. I was like, no! It was a nerd that added words. Probably, I blame theoretical math people. If you've ever seen theoretical math, it's like the worst thing ever. If you are an engineer, you would understand. People who take engineering, people who do like theoretical math does not exist. Yes, it's a very interesting category of math. Theoretical math is mostly used in quantum physics, or like physics in general. So when you talk about things in molecular structures or things that are very, very small, like nanophysics, they use theoretical math because it's about numbers in a theoretical sense that technically would not exist. The numbers cannot exist. They are like, I'm talking negative 2000 to the power of negative 800e point 365. That kind of number. That number will not exist in real life. That's why they're calling them like imaginary numbers. So numbers that are in the negatives, numbers who have like negative exponents, numbers with like symbols in the exponents and stuff like that. That is theoretical math because they are numbers that aren't real, but they are a concept. Hi Cat Goes Mew, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, math. We're talking about theoretical math. We're talking about physics. I think it's quite interesting to read about, and it's quite interesting to look at, but when it comes to doing it yourself and learning the actual math, like learning about theory is interesting, yeah, and all. Like, imaginary numbers, yeah, learning about things like that don't exist and stuff. That's interesting, learning about the theory and why it happens, but when it comes to like, oh, solve this problem with imaginary numbers, I'm like, absolutely not. it's interesting to watch and find out, but when you're trying to solve and learn, exactly, when you're trying to solve a question that has that, gone. But when it comes to learning about the idea and the concept of it, you're like, oh, interesting. That's how I feel about math a lot of the times. I'm like, I understand the theory and I understand why. Maybe like 70% wise, right? 70% wise, I understand the concept of it. But when it comes to actually putting it into practice, I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to solve this problem. Like when they would give you, what are they called? Applied questions in math. We had this concept, right? The different types of questions. You have applied, you have experimental, and you have like just the straightforward number solving questions. In applied, they always try to make you like think outside the box and think about the concepts that you learned and like apply it to the question. So it'll be like, oh, let's say you just learned addition, and then now they ask you a word question. They're like, Timmy has 4 apples, and then Stacy took 2. How many apples does Timmy have? And then you have to think and be like, okay, 4 minus 2 is 2. Like, that's application math, because the question doesn't come in a form that you recognize of, 4 minus 2. We're probably even wrong with math in some math tests because it's all theoretical at some point. That's a thing. I think if you like apply things in a certain manner and you have the numbers and they work out in a way, maybe you're correct, right? Those numbers are what gets people into space. So I would hope that they're correct. Like those numbers are what they use for creating space stuff and engineering stuff and computers and stuff. That's all imaginary numbers. So I would hope that they're correct in some way, because the theory of relativity, the theory of energy and all of that, that's all imaginary numbers as well. They better be, yeah, they better be, because there's people out there right now in space kind of relying on that science. I think science is interesting. When I was younger, you know how they would tell, when I was in school, they always tried to encourage people to be like, oh, get into engineering, it's really fun, it's really cool. Imagine mathematicians wrong all this time. I don't know, I don't know, like, if things have worked so far, I would assume that they're correct. The reason we haven't transcended to a higher society is because we're off by a decimal. I don't know. Because you know how we know that the point of gravity, the exact force of gravity on every single item, every single thing on Earth right now is 9.68, I believe, right? That's the point of gravity that we have. I believe it's 9.68. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like some 0.68 number. I remember because I took physics. But you would hope that they're correct. Because if they were off by like some, I don't even know where they found that number to begin with, because how do you measure gravity? The first person who discovered like 9.81, something similar, yeah. On this spot. 9 something. How do you discover, like, I know the whole thing with Isaac Newton, right? The apple falls from the tree, but how did they come up with a number for gravity? How did they know this is the force of gravity that's being exerted on somebody? Like, this is the force that's being, how do you measure that though? It's frustrating because of the math that I used before is too cumbersome to be useful for what I'm doing now. Yeah. The force is equal to mass times accelerate. No, not acceleration. Mass times, yeah, it is acceleration. Like, how did they come up with that? I don't know, I'm probably missing the question. Like, if you were alive 1,000 years ago, right? If you were alive 1,000 years ago and you're sitting there going, yes, the concept of something holding me, like let's say I know that I'm in, like we are in this galaxy, right? We are on a planet. We are not the only things in this world. We look out into the sky and we see the moon and we're like, there is something else out there. We are probably just attached to the ground in some way. Why are we not floating away? You know, people thought that the Earth was moving back then. They thought that we were traveling through space. Like, imagine the Earth as a spaceship floating through space. That's not true. That's not correct. We're mostly in the same place. The universe is constantly expanding, though. But how do you come up with that question? Like, how do you think about something like that, where you're like, something is holding me to the ground, something is holding me in place, and the reason why I am not just suddenly floating away for some reason is because of a certain type of force. There is something like doing that. When I jump, there is a force that pulls me back to Earth. How do you measure that in the first place? How do you know of that concept, that there is something like pulling you down? How do you calculate that? How do you come up with an equation for it? It's so confusing. We have people believe that the Earth is flat. Okay, real talk. My favorite conspiracy theory is not the Earth is flat, but the fact that a long, long time ago, we used to have a I forgot the name of it. Gigglomania. There's like some type of mass extinction event. So the theory back then, or like a long time ago, right? Have you ever seen aerial photos of mountains? Like age-old mountains that look like giant flat plateaus. They look exactly like tree rings. And if you look at skeletons from a lot of things back then, things were huge. Dinosaurs were large. You had things like species like giant sloths. So way back before the ice era, remember when the comet hit the Earth, right? Everything was huge. We have these giant trees that still exist to this day because there is a theory that back then, because there was so much plant life, a lot of the dinosaurs back then were herbivores. Because there was so much plant life, there was not a lot of carnivores that existed back then, and they were huge. The reason why is because there was so much greenery, and the reason why there was so much greenery is because of all the plants and all the conversion to CO2 to oxygen. So the amount of oxygen that existed back then, we had so much oxygen. The Earth was mostly phytoplankton. There was a lot of water. But then the comet, the asteroid, hit the Earth and it caused, like, you know, the Earth to freeze, and it was very cold. And a lot of the plant life died. So because there's not enough oxygen, the oxygen is what causes things to grow. So because we lost a lot of oxygen, we lost a lot of space to grow large. So that's the reason why everything's tiny nowadays, because we don't have enough oxygen. Isn't that interesting? So I like the theory back then that is not, like, they think that's the reason why things were huge, but that's actually not confirmed. They don't know why. They can't test it because we can't, like, increase the amount of oxygen on Earth. But that is a theory that just a long time ago, things were just huge because of all the oxygen and stuff. So that's my favorite theory. Also, my second favorite theory is like the brain in a jar theory. Parabolas are everywhere. Look at the arc out of a water hose. The math was there. Yeah, like, have you ever, you know, the Fibonacci sequence, the one with where you can find circles, the spirals in nature, the perfect circle, the golden ratio in nature. Those are so cool. The air was hot as hell, yeah. But not the weather. Wink, I can't wink. Did you hear about the theory a giant animal lived because there was always a mountain? There was a mountain that had scratches. Yeah! Yeah, like they were like, oh, there's gotta be like something huge. And we don't know why. I think those are cool. The Cambrian era was wild. Imagine having a 10-foot long centipede run towards you. Oh my god. Yeah, the giant sloth. I remember hearing about the giant sloths. They're evolutions of the current sloths that we have right now. So there's a lot of species that did exist back then that we still have, like sharks. And jellyfish. Jellyfish have been around longer than a lot of dinosaurs. And the reason why jellyfish have lived this long is because they have no brain. Isn't that amazing? They have existed purely off of they're just a pile of nerves. And I love that about them. I love that about them. Like, I look at the floating trash bag in the ocean. I'm like, wow, these guys do nothing. They just float and they exist and they're just like a little ball of nerves. No brain, just exist. And they've been around for many, many years. They've been around longer than I have. They've been around longer than anybody has. There are jellyfish that are older than the entire, like, human history. Isn't that cool? Isn't that fun? Get out the raid or the sledgehammer. Honestly, I think that has gotta be super cool, going back in time to that era and just, I want to experience that. Maybe like, not for a day, but like maybe if you set me back there for like an hour, I'd be happy. I'd be like, oh, this is so cool. Most things are older than human history. Yeah, most things in nature are older than human history, but I think what's really sad is that if you look at the era from like 50 years ago to now, a lot of things have changed in the past 50 years. Not even the past 50, maybe the past like even 100. Things have changed a lot. And then if you look back like 200 years ago, things were the same. 200 years ago to 100 years ago, it's very, very similar. Nothing much has changed. But 50 years ago to now, rapid change. You're like, wow, the industrial era did not do as good. The industrial era has changed a lot, very rapidly. There might be oxygen, but it was toxic to us. I like that theory too. Have you heard about the oxygen theory? That like the reason why we have such predetermined lifespans as humans, why humans have a predetermined lifespan, is because oxygen is slowly killing us. When you intake oxygen, it's like what? I mean, on a biological level, it's both true and not true, because technically, yes, but also at the same time, the reason what's killing us is DNA replicating and can no longer replicate itself anymore. So it's like the concept of, what are those things called? The end caps of your chromosomes. As you get older, they wear down and they disappear, and then you just kind of, telomeres, yeah. When you replicate your cells, you lose a little bit of your DNA chain over and over and over and again. So by the time you're really old, you're more susceptible to diseases because your chain isn't as long, and you're more likely to just get something like faulty, and then stuff doesn't work anymore. When your legs don't work like they used to. Yeah. Dinosaur causes the atmosphere to be too toxic for humans? I don't know. I want to see what it's like back then. What did it smell like? What did it look like? I bet it'd be very green. I bet trees would be super tall and cool looking, and there'd be so many cool looking flowers. A lot of nature stuff didn't survive. I think that's kind of sad. I want to see the pretty, like, flowers. I want to bite the trees. Can you imagine what, like, if we had those things right now? What flavors would there that exist? For all we know, there could be a fruit that existed a long time ago that tasted exactly like Baja Blast, and we would never know. Isn't that cool? Yeah, the flavors. Yeah, the flavors. You never know. You don't know. Maybe there's something out there that exists that we just don't know exists. It could have existed at like 1,000,000 years ago and we wouldn't know. We would never know. We would never know. Like, that's kind of sad. I want to go back in time so that I can see what the flavors are like. I want to taste things. Like, the different types of fruit that existed back then, what kind of plants there were, what kind of, like, maybe animals or bugs that existed back then that didn't get preserved. They all just went extinct. There's still things to this day that we are discovering. Isn't that cool? There's just stuff out there that we just don't know exists. They could be alive right now, we wouldn't know. Like, we haven't explored a good chunk of the ocean. There could be stuff down there that we don't know about. We've explored more of space than we've explored our own ocean. Because of how hard it is to get down there. I love fish. Like, if I had a superpower... Actually, no. I can't say that, because that's not true. I was gonna say, if I have a... I thought Blast was a meme about a bidet with soda. It's so Jover. What? What? That's wild. A bidet with soda? To be fair, I haven't actually tried Baja Blast. I don't know what that is. I just know it's a meme. That's like a soda from Taco Bell. That's all I know. But I haven't heard about the bidet. What the heck? That's so funny. That's so wild. What was I talking about again? I think I lost track. Guys, what was I talking about 5 seconds ago? I lost my train of thought. What was that about the video? I don't know. I've never heard of that before. The last part I remember talking about was about the brain in the jar theory. But yeah, I've lost my train of thought because of the bidet with soda. Oh my god. I've lost it. Oh no. It's gone. I'll talk about the brain in the jar theory though. So, the brain in the jar theory is a theory that if you can program a computer, you know how human brains are very much similar to computers, and you can load up, like let's say Unreal Engine. If you could load Unreal Engine to look like a real world in your mind, and you attached a brain to a jar and you put electrical pulses through that brain to simulate Unreal Engine 5, that would be all that the brain knows. So if things look and that's all you know, and you've never seen anything different, how would you know that your reality is real? My brain would explode, but you wouldn't know because you're living in Unreal Engine 5. If all you have ever known is Unreal Engine and you've lived in that world and you think that you're moving, better graphics. Yeah, that is your graphics. Have you ever experienced bad vision? Maybe you need to update your... my mouth. You need to upgrade your graphics card. Maybe you need to get better graphics. But yes, when Unreal Engine 5 exposes any hardware it touches, but it's your brain. You don't know that there's like something happening. You're just a brain in a jar. You have no body. You think that you're moving, but you're not. It's like wearing a VR headset in a world where you're standing still. Like, you know in SAO where you're attached to that mind link thing? You're attached to that mind link thing and you think that you're moving, but you're really not. It's like they're projecting stuff into your head. That's the brain in the jar theory. So it's the theory like, how do you know that you're real and that the things around you are real? Like, how do you know that you're not in Unreal Engine 5, right? How do you know that you're not in a game? How do you know that you're not in like some kind of alternate reality that's being fed to you? That the people who interact with you on a day-to-day basis are real? Like, how do you know that things are real? Like, for all you know, things could be a simulated program and you wouldn't know. How can you tell? I could not be real. I could be like a simulated program that your brain comes up with. And then I guess you would have really deep concerns about why you are watching this. Like, why is my brain coming up with this thing? Imagine you can't remember properly because your hard drive and memory was already cooked, and then I'd be asking why they ain't upgrading my memory card. Because if it's too real, if it's too perfect, then you'd recognize that something's wrong. So having things that are imperfect kind of reflects you're so used to things happening. Oh my gosh, it's Karuto! I haven't seen you in a really long time. Hello, welcome. Hi, Notorious, how are you? I don't treat things as real anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, That's true. I think there's a lot of things out there that kind of come across as freak accidents in a way. Like, you know, when some people have near-death experiences and everybody has some kind of like story. They're like, oh, when I was on the brink of death, I saw somebody who was like an emergency worker and they came with me and they said that everything would be all right. But then when they wake up out of the hospital and they get better, they're like, hey, who was that person who talked to me when I was sick? Like when I was on the brink of death. And they're like, nobody, you were out there alone by yourself for like 30 minutes. We are talking about conspiracy theories, the brain in the jar theory, and as well as like really uncanny experiences that people have. Imagine at the near-death experience you were trying to load into your last save file, yeah. Like the whole glitch in the matrix type, like stories that you see online. Or like even just with people. There's a lot of coincidences that people have that are like oddly unrealistic, but at the same time they say that it happened. And it's like, how does that work? There's gotta be something out there. Tuning in late, no worries, welcome. Yeah, no worries. We change topics like every 5 minutes, so if you think that you're lost, just like wait a little bit and be like, oh, she's talking about a different topic, and then you can chime in then. But yes, we're talking about like really cool things. I want to see at the end of my life just a list of achievements. Like, you know when you go into a game and they tell you, here's how many animals you petted, here's how many times you swam in water, here's how many times you... Everyone's lost in the stream. Welcome to a normal stream. Going with the topic helps. Yeah, Frost knows. Frost has been here for years. You deal with my brain. Can you? I want that experience. Spend 3,000 hours on YouTube Shorts. Yeah, I want to see my total screen time at the end of this. How many hours have I spent live in my entire life? How many people? Oh my god, 3 years, holy moly. Dang, wow. Post-credit scene of all the achievements. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want that. I want to see the amount of times that, like, you know, people have complimented you behind your back when you're not noticing. People, the amount of times that you've lied. The amount of times that you've, I don't know, eaten dinner. Or the amount of times, like, how many friends you have at the end of your life. I want to see that. I want to see, like, could you imagine a friends list? Can you imagine a friends list? I want a list of all the things that people have said about me. I think that'd be scary. You know that there's this one story, actually, a long time ago. Sorry, we're jumping topics again. There is a story that it came out, like I remember reading somewhere, that was like, can you imagine going down a set of stairs and along the walls getting achievements at the end of your life? Lucky streak, avoid every interaction with this area. That'd be funny, just random achievements. Can you imagine that? Imagine being the first person in the world to unlock something like a unique experience and you wouldn't know until you died. Yeah, like, congratulations, you were the first person to ever think about, like, I don't know, spiders on the ceiling. Something like that. You're the first person who ever, like, did something very, very specific, like stacking 3 rocks on top of a water bottle in this specific state. Upside down, I don't know. Right? What if it showed what the best day of your life was? Makes you feel sad? I don't know. And it would be weird too, because it'd be like maybe your concept of the best day of your life is different from like what that thing considers. But yes, there was this story about how, imagine going down a set of stairs, and along the wall is a list of things that people have said about you, negative things, and you know that at the very end as you go down lower, like I forgot which way it was. As you go down, the more positive things people say about you. Did they just snipe somebody? Yes, it did. Good job, Siri. Yes. If you want, you can go command goodbot or something. I think that works. But if you go down this flight of stairs, I believe it tells you like the lower you go. Does that work? I don't know. I think you have to add them. I don't know how it works. I have to look that up. Maybe it's on their own the Discord channel. Not the Discord channel. The stream. Siri stream. I'm not sure. I just know that they're a moderator in this channel. But continue is interesting. Yeah, like as you go down the flight of stairs, you can see like the list of things that people have said about you, like negative, and as you go down lower, it changes to more positive, and it's like, would you be able to continue going knowing that, like, knowing all the things that they said? Would that not mean the worst thing said about me at the very top? Yeah. Actually, I don't know which way. That's the thing. I can't remember which way it was. Like, if it was positive things that you start off with, and then as you get lower, it becomes negative. And then, like, would you stop? Or would it be, like, negative things and you go down? I don't know. I don't remember. But I remember reading this story. I won't even read the negative ones. Whatever ratio wins. I don't know. I remember reading this story about that, but I don't remember like, it was from an article. Like a news article talking about some kind of, like, theory. And I think the message they were trying to say was, would you want to know what people say about you, even if it was negative? And how far would you be willing to hear negative things if you ended up with the positive? Right? I don't know. Because if I see something real bad, I mean, you gotta know that, like, the things... Am I the only one on YouTube? No, you have a couple friends over there. You have a couple friends with you on YouTube. People on YouTube say hi. People on YouTube say hi. Hi, Zarza also. Welcome. Maybe people on YouTube are lurking. I don't know. Somebody's dead. But yes, no, there are people on YouTube. You're not alone, don't worry. Notorious, say hi. I switched to Twitch because it got delayed. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, sorry. Just know that I can see YouTube messages as they come in. I can see YouTube messages when they come in. I've been chatting here for an hour. What do you mean, hi? Did you? Did you? Oh, you're Notorious. No, I married you guys. You guys are best friends now. You guys used to be two separate chats and now you're together. Isn't that cute? I've joined you guys in marriage. Yes. No, at the beginning YouTube chat was a little interesting, but then we need a divorce? No. You guys are best friends. You guys are together. Look at you. You're one singular entity now. You have merged together like Super Sentai or something. You know that meme where they lean over and they touch fingers, like the merge? I think it's a Saiyan thing, like the Super Saiyans. They lean over, they touch fingers, and then they merge into one. Yeah. Vape just switched to Twitch. Oh my gosh, now everybody's on Twitch. Yeah, the fingertips, where they touch fingertips and then they merge. You got lonely over there on YouTube, huh? Come to the dark side, oh my god. I don't know, it depends on what you prefer. It depends on what you prefer. I know, like, some people prefer Twitch, some people prefer the YouTube interface. As somebody who's watched streams on both, I don't know. Like, I don't like the fact that Twitch has pre-roll ads. That's kind of annoying, but I managed to turn them off. Actually, no, I did not turn them off. They are on. You're no, you switched back. That's funny. You're just going back and forth. That's funny. I like the redeem. Yeah, I like the redeems on Twitch too. I think they're more interactive. But at the same time, I know people prefer YouTube because YouTube doesn't have ads and YouTube is like less annoying with the pre-rolls. Like Twitch will force you to watch pre-rolls if you have them disabled, right? Reroll ads suck because it depends if you're a mod or a sub. Yeah, if you're a sub, you don't get pre-rolls. YouTube has pre-rolls? I didn't know that. I can't control that. Oh, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Guess it, Ariane. Oh, that sounds like, dude, it's cool. That's you. YouTube has automatic ads. Are they skippable though? Kinda cooked. I don't really mind Twitch ads. Oh. It depends. I think the type of ads you get on YouTube are different from the ones you get on Twitch. I get Red Bull ads on Twitch. I mind the YouTube delay. Like, YouTube delay sucks. Oh my god. Is it me? Is it my end? Is it cause like my bitrate's unstable? Is it my bitrate? I've never tried Red Bull. I don't know why I get Red Bull ads. They're like, Red Bull gives you wings. I'm like, I've never tried Red Bull in my life and I don't think I will. Do I not already have wings? I guess, yes. That's true, but I can't fly. I'm kind of scared of heights. No YouTuber has a delay? I don't think it has anything to do with bitrate. Oh. Ow. I don't know. How do I fix that? Is it just a YouTube thing? Maybe it's bad because for me, like, you'll be talking about a comment that I said maybe like 30 seconds ago. It's a YouTube problem? Oh, darn. You'll be talking about, like, you'll comment on something I said like 30 minutes ago and I'll be like on a different topic maybe 30 seconds ago? No, the chat delay shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, I'm sorry, I change topics a lot. I'm a yapper. Whatever comes to my mind, it just goes out, you know? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, guys. You're like, oh yeah, let's talk about this thing. You cannot be gone for more than 20 seconds. Hey, can you go mad? Like, keep up a tally or something. Just be like, hey, I walk away for 3 seconds and I'm like, oh, she's talking about something different now. Tangent number 3. I think at this point we're maybe on like tangent 50. That's good. I'm testing out on 2 devices on my phone, no delay. On a Nintendo Switch, there's a huge delay. Oh, thank you for the headband. I'm on PC. Do you have a delay when there's on PC? That's interesting. You can see when the message shows up, I guess, because it pops up on my side. But then again, there's a little bit of a chat delay from when it pops up on here. Yapper.com, yeah. I'm gonna test it out. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Care for cookies? No thanks, I have my own. Hmm? Yeah, cookies. Yeah, I have this cookie message up here because my channel points are cookies on Twitch. If you're ever wondering why I have that message. You've got like... Yeah, my channel points are cookies. So when you follow, you get cookies. Yeah. As on YouTube, it's just like that. You're just there. You're like the voices in like chat's mind. You're just there. I'm kind of sad. Not thanks. Don't worry. I did not read that. I did not catch that. It's almost a 20-second delay. It's a 20-second delay. Dang, that's wild. Oh my god, I feel so bad for you guys because I changed topics really fast. Sheesh. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why YouTube does that. Because you're talking about cookies? Yeah. Because my channel points are cookies. It's gotta be relevant. Bad advice. Should I stay up until 4 a.m.? Yes. Yippee! Oh, sorry, I just saw that redeem water break. I just saw that now, I'm so sorry. Yes. Stay up and then take a nap in the middle of your afternoon and, like, ruin your sleep hour. That's good advice, sleeping at 4. Should I rush B or A? B or A? I like A. I work in the afternoon? Exactly. That's why it's bad advice. That's why it's bad advice. Take a nap in the middle of your day. Fast food work? That's okay. Just be like, I'm gonna go hang out in the freezer. Just go to the freezer and lie down. They'll find you in an hour. It's okay. Just be like, I'm gonna go to the closet. Is possible Kyo has done that? Yes, but not in the closet. I've done it like at my desk. Freezer nap would be comfortable, not gonna lie. Yeah, you get the best. You'd get the best sleep forever. You get the best sleep forever for the rest of your life. Delays game. Oof. Sleeping in the day does hit different. Yeah, naps hit different. I love naps. I have bad RNG habits with naps though. I will lie down, close my eyes, wake up, and it will be 4 hours later. Not even, maybe 5 hours later, I'll wake up and it'll be like a whole hour, like a whole night of sleep. I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh darn. Val stream when? You know what's so funny? I think the comments pop up on my up here faster than they pop up on like my chat thing. They pop up like a second faster than down here when I'm looking at my own chat like box. That's wild. Val stream? I'm really bad at Val. I have to scare myself mentally if I want to wake up earlier than needed. Well, not scare yourself, but if I know that I have a problem, like if I know I have something big coming up, like let's say I'm going on a trip, I'll wake up like super early for no reason at all because I don't know, I guess I'm excited or it's just different out of my routine. What food am I thinking about right now at this very moment? I'm thinking about udon. I want udon. I'm always thinking about noodles. I want soup. I want udon soup. Actually, yeah, udon. Guys, I will say, if I were ever to have my last meal on Earth, like if I were to die tomorrow when they were to sentence me to death or something, my last meal would literally just be udon. Like, I want tempura nabiyaki udon. Oh my god, that'd be so good. Hot pot udon, ooh, so nice. Sukiyaki with nabiyaki udon, oh. With like the vegetables. I was thinking of grilled cheese. I had this idea the other day, guys. I want to tell you my really cool concept about grilled cheese sandwiches. Can you imagine garlic bread mac and cheese sandwich? You get like the goodness of both garlic bread and you get the goodness of mac and cheese and you get garlic bread. Isn't that nice? What do you mean what? What do you mean what, guys? What do you mean pause? And why? Why? What's wrong with that? It's good. You gotta hear me out, guys. Look, imagine... Where's the food that we don't have food, but we're talking about... We're talking about food. Guys, garlic bread mac and cheese sandwich. You take a baguette, you butter both sides, you put garlic spread, like you mix the garlic into the butter and you spread it, you pan fry it, you get it all nice and crispy, and then you take cheese, you get mac and cheese, and you put it in between the bread. That's not a weird combo, it's just grilled cheese but with garlic. But instead of grilled cheese, you have mac and cheese. Isn't that delicious? I think it would taste great. Just eat your flesh, not hard. You have cheesy... Yeah, cheesy garlic bread exists. Why can't you have garlic bread with mac and cheese? Which flavor wins? Garlic? Garlic cheese? Garlic and cheese go really well together, you would find. Now I want to try. Because the mac is too soft. No, it's not weird. It's... Hear me out. You gotta try it. I haven't tried it, but I think it'd be a great idea. Yeah, garlic bread is crunchy, but you have, like, the cheesy flavor of mac and cheese. Listen, you're not eating mac and cheese for the texture. You're eating mac and cheese for the taste of cheese. The macaroni part is just the vehicle for the cheese. You gotta have both. Bro, just leave these two votes alone. I just eat toast with chocolate and it tastes good. You know what? You were right. Have you ever tried steamed bread? Steamed bread with sprinkled sugar. Ooh, that's nice. Do not overcomplicate it. No, but like, but like the mac and cheese sandwich. The mac and cheese sandwich, you have to understand. Yeah, steamed bread with sugar. I think in Australia they call it fairy bread, but like, I don't know if they steam the bread or if they toast it. But yes, if you steam bread, like a steamed nice bread with no, you don't. Yes, a little bit. But you don't steam it for like 5 minutes, you steam it until it gets a little bit warm and a little bit soft. And then you sprinkle some sugar on it. Oh, it's really good. Like, if you have like the sugar with like really large grains, it's like crunchy, it's really nice. I recommend. The mac is too soft for the garlic bread? No. That's the point. Your garlic bread is crunchy and then your mac and cheese is soft, and then you can have them both together. Leave the mac and cheese alone. Why is everybody saying no? I think it'd be a great idea, guys. Depends on the brand of mac and cheese for your sandwich. No, it's not weird. The mac and cheese, imagine the texture of KFC mac and cheese. You know KFC mac and cheese, how it's like really cheesy, really like creamy, but really soft? That's the texture I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about box mac and cheese. Yeah, KFC mac and cheese, you know where it's like really soft and kind of mushy? I don't like KFC mac and cheese. Well, just imagine like mac and cheese that's like soft. It's not wet, it's just, it's like, I think they use Velveeta cheese, right? It's like a smooth kind of cheese. She chose the chicken brand because that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about that specific type of like texture. Just eat fries, much simpler. Guys, do you put fries in your burgers? Do you put fries in your burgers? It's the same thing. Yes? See? Do you put chips in your sandwich? Do you put chips in your sandwich when you have sandwiches? What's the difference between having garlic bread and making it a sandwich with mac and cheese? You're just mixing things together. That's like a side dish that you put inside the main dish. And then you get 2 in 1. It's a sandwich with mac and cheese. Thank you for the follow. I hope you agree with my base take. about my garlic bread mac and cheese sandwich. That's the worst way to compare the two. It's like adding Coke and water together, okay, but like... Do not agree? No! Agree with me. No one's saying it's based. I'm saying it's based. I think it'd be delicious. This is like my dessert lasagna idea all over again. What do you think about Cerebro de Macabre? I don't know what that is. Cerebro to me is like Sarah is like the part of the brain. And yeah, monkey brain? I'm like, Cerebro? Yeah, my dessert lasagna idea. Okay, so my concept is, I talked about this maybe like 2 years ago. I think Frost remembers, maybe. So here's my idea for dessert lasagna. Imagine lasagna noodles, right? But instead of tomato sauce, we take ice cream. Yeah, I heard this. Yeah, we take ice cream. we get lasagna noodles, and then we take ice cream, and we layer it with things like desserts, right? We take cut up fruit, and then marshmallows, and like, you know, dessert items. And then we layer it. We take a layer of ice cream. We take like a layer of like, you know, like ice cream or cake. And then we layer it. We layer with lasagna noodles because you are cooking with the wrong thing. I'm putting it on. No, but like think about it. Who says that like pasta has to be savory at all times? Why can't we have sweet? Why can't we have sweet pastas? Why can't we have sweet pasta? And we can have dessert pizza. Why can't we have dessert lasagna? Vanilla wafers instead of lasagna noodles, but like, we gotta try what it tastes like. We can't be cowards and take the easy way out and be like, oh, we're gonna use cake, because that's just a regular cake. We have to go and use pasta noodles. We gotta use the wheat. We gotta try, we gotta test it out. How would you know? How would you know? You wouldn't know. Because who says that pasta has to be savory? Why can't we try it with sweet things? I want to add chocolate to spaghetti. Like, I wanna take... We're not gonna bake it, we're just gonna freeze it, and it's gonna be like a hard ice cream cake, you know? Like, can you imagine making a chocolate sauce and then putting it on like spaghetti? Your teeth? No! No, it'd be fine. Like from Elf? I've never watched that movie. Like hell? Pasta with pufferfish meat? I've never tried that. I've never had pufferfish, I've never had fugu. Balu, I don't know. I think the idea of eating something with something in it, that kind of scares me. I wouldn't be able to see it. Also the texture. Like, I don't think I would enjoy that. Here's my advice, hire a maid to cook. No. I cook normally, guys. I cook normally, but I'm just saying, these are my ideas. These are my ideas for food that I think would be amazing. I think they would turn out well. She cooks normally, I swear. We're trying to be healthy while being unhealthy. It's not unhealthy. I cook normally, like, you know. But do not let her in the kitchen by herself. I don't even go in the kitchen to think of these things. I sit there and I'm like, you know what would be a great idea? It'd be great, it'd be a great idea. Poison tastes good. No. Maybe. Maybe. They do say that arsenic kind of smells like apples. Your food ideas are deadly, but they're edible. They're all made with food. They're all made up of food ingredients. It's edible. I think it's edible. Bro, that one person in the friend group that says, I have an idea. Look! She's fighting for this. I think it'd be great. I want to try this one day. You know what? One day we'll try it, okay? We'll try it. And then I'll taste it. And I'll be able to be like, okay. Maybe this does taste good. Yeah, one day we'll try it. Will? Yeah. Who's we? We as a collective, guys. No one's coming to your cookout. Well, maybe you can watch, okay? How about that? But like, I will try. And you guys can watch. And you guys can stand there on the side of my potluck and be like, ew. Like a downer. Like a downer. That's what you guys are. You guys are downers. You are like, ew. Ew, that's what you guys are. But I am cooking. I'm cooking an idea and I think it'll turn out well. Hand reveal stream while eating? I have done a hand reveal stream. I do have hand cams. The ambulance retreating or cooking a diggy's a doctor a week. No! I don't know why every single time I bring up my cool food ideas, you guys are always like, what the heck? Pause. Wait 1 minute. What the heck? Why? I don't like. It's called being creative. Why can't we experiment with food, huh? Why can't we be creative with food? Can we no longer invent foods anymore? Like, here's my other fun food idea about cakes. Can you imagine? Okay, we are done with boring vanilla cakes, right? We're done with boring chocolate. We're done with boring. We're gonna leave red velvet alone. We're gonna take all of those flavors that you see in cake stores, and we're gonna be like, no more with these flavors. They've been overdone. Chocolate, overdone. Vanilla, overdone. We're gonna go with unique flavors. We're gonna start adding spices. I want a cake. I want a cake that's not flavored like vanilla. I want a cake that's flavored with cayenne pepper and Earl Grey tea. Yes. Like, have you ever had like you've ever smelled perfume, right? They have different scents. I want them to be scented like cake flavors, right? You know, you start off with like maybe we'll have a lemon cake, okay? A lemon cake, that's normal. That's normal. Guys, that's normal. No, that's normal. Lemon cake base, all right? And then for like the in-between, yeah, it's not a vanilla cake, we're doing something interesting. We have a lemon cake base, and then let's say in the middle, you know, when they do like a liquid in the middle, right? They dab like some kind of sugar syrup. So in between like the layers, we'll have like a type of jam. Can you imagine, like, maybe we'll do like a lemon cake and then we'll have a blackberry jam in the middle, right? And then your icing will be something else. Maybe like a rose, maybe like a rose flavored ice cream, and then you mix it all together and then it'll be like something interesting, something different, rather than here is my vanilla cake with buttercream icing. Yeah. Is it much worse than pineapple on pizza? No, it isn't. It's not. It's different. I want different flavors of cake. I want different, like, I want something unique. And that can be bitter. Well, maybe the rose will, but I don't think lemon will. But like you add sugar, like it's got blackberry jam in the middle, it'll be sweet. It's sweet, and then rose is kind of sweet, and then you have like, it's not gonna be straight up rose flavor. It's gonna be like rose icing. You have like a hint of like rose extract, right? I think it'll taste. She's trying to counter the bitter and sour. Try drinking lemon on a PC. Why would I eat my PC? But like, I'm just saying, different types of food flavors, right? We're gonna experiment. Or my idea of like a savory cake. Can you imagine like a margarita flavored cake? Like, take margarita extract that they put in like maybe margarita flavored candies and stuff, and then put it in the cake batter. Make your cake taste different. Make it taste flavored. And then you can take some celery salt. Yeah, margarita cake, and then maybe you have like an alcohol-based like soak. Like you take a sugar syrup, right? You take sugar syrup, you mix it with like maybe tequila. And then you dab it on the cake in between to make it like moist, right? So you can taste a little bit of like some kind of alcohol in the middle. And then you take maybe celery salt, and then you cover the outside of the cake with it. And then you'd have maybe like a cocktail flavored cake. It's like, oh, this is a margarita flavored cake with like celery salt on the outside. And then we'll top it with olives, and it'd be like, cool. Margarita cake, I'd rather have a beer away and switch with root beer. Ooh, I don't like beer. And this part here, I think interesting cake flavors would be a great idea. I don't want to have, as much as I love vanilla cakes and whatever, but I think it's time to try different things. I think it's time to branch out. I think it's time to try interesting things. I don't think I would want that. Like, what about cakes based off of like cocktails and stuff? Like an orange flavored cake, right? You have orange zest, orange peel in the cake. And then the orange cake. And then you have like a champagne flavored icing. And then you got like a what's it called? A mimosa. Cake when alcohol's off. Well, you're not having it for the alcohol, it's just for the flavor. Like, it wouldn't have alcohol in it. It would just be like, you know when you soak tiramisu? You know tiramisu when you soak the ladyfingers in like a type of coffee? Right? Would it be sweet with a hint of alcohol? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a sugar syrup, and you're brushing it onto the cake layers when you make the cake. You're brushing it onto the cake layers, and maybe it's in the icing. I don't know. So it'll just be the cake flavor with like a little bit of hint of maybe the alcohol flavor, but it won't actually like have, you know, alcohol in it. It'll just be sugar syrup mixed with like a little bit of alcohol. Sen, are you okay? No, Ankyo is talking about food again. Why? I think it's great. I think it'd be interesting. That's my cake business idea. If anybody wants to take these ideas and like make it a thing, be my guest. Can you imagine like a cake with like, I don't know, melon flavor? Like, I want a melon flavor cake. Why don't we do things interesting or different? I might unsub for food ideas are bad. Do we credit you? You don't have to. I just want to try. Why not just do a cooking stream again? You bake those cakes. Guys, I'm not a good baker. I'm not a good baker. I'm a good cook. I'm not a good baker. I can cook, I just can't bake. Every single time I bake a cake, guys, every single time I've tried baking a cake, it has turned into liquid. I don't know what's going on when I bake, but things turn into liquid. It devolves, it turns backwards into liquid. Kale-inspired lemon zesty alcohol cake. Wait. Like a lava cake, but in the middle, it's like a baked Alaska. So when you like open it up, instead of like melted chocolate, we got like ice cream. That's just a baked Alaska though. That's just a baked Alaska. Do you preheat that? I don't know. We can have different things. We can try. I think it tastes good. It's impossible? No, baked Alaskas are a thing. Preheat your oven when baking, yeah. I preheat my oven, it's just that when I put it in, when I put it in and I take it out, I wait like 45 minutes and I take it out and it's liquid. I don't know why. My oven is preheated, it's fully cooked. It's cooked for like 45 minutes to like an hour. So our idea's gonna work, ration is like 10 and 90. That's crazy. My little bro has better ideas of baking than you. No! But are they creative though? Are they different? Are they unique? Are they special? Come on guys, if you think about it, you'll be thinking about my idea for the rest of the day. You'll be like, oh man, can you imagine that thing? You're gonna be thinking about my garlic bread mac and cheese idea. You'll be like, oh, you'll see garlic bread and you'll be reminded of my mac and cheese garlic bread. You'll be like, ah, mac and cheese garlic bread. Yeah, that's my goal. That's my goal, okay? It's unique, it's creative, and it's different. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's my goal in life. If I can get you guys to look at something and be like, ah yes, I remember that thing. I remember that idea. That's unique, that's different. I've never heard of that before. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's all I want in life. If I can get somebody to be like, wow, I've never heard of that before. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Okay, go. Don't die. Actually, no. Have fun. Have fun. But yes, that's what I want. If it tastes good on subbing, why would you sub? You're already a mod. Why they call it a restroom? I'm fighting for my life here. I mean, you could call it a bathroom. You could call it a toilet. Why does the bathroom have so many names? Toilet, washroom, restroom, bathroom, toilet room, waste central, right? The ladies' room. You've got so many names for going to the bathroom. Picking flowers, powdering your nose. Yeah. The room. I'm gonna go to the back rooms. Every single time I need to go to the bathroom, I'm going to go to the back rooms. The shitter. Imagine stopping your... Oh, that's crazy. Why would you say that? Imagine drinking soy sauce mixed with cucumbers, chilies, tea. I mean, that's not a bad idea. Soy sauce and cucumber does go, actually. Have you ever tried like Korean cucumbers? There is a type of like Korean cucumber salad where they take sesame seed oil, a little bit of rice wine alcohol, and soy sauce, as well as I think a little bit of chili powder, and then they mix it and they marinate the cucumbers with salt. That's actually really good. If you want to try cucumber salad, try looking up Korean cucumber salad. That is a thing. You don't drink it, but you eat it. It's actually really good. It's a type of bantan, like side dish in Korean. What are these things? Guys, I have a bedroom playlist on my YouTube if everybody wants to go check it out. I have a bedroom playlist, my song recommendations to play if you want to get somebody in a sexy mood. I think everybody should go look at my amazing bedroom playlist. Guys, I have to promote my bedroom playlist, you know? Let me read out to you the songs. Let me open up my YouTube. Why? I have to show you guys. I have to show you guys my bedroom playlist. Wait, where's my playlist? Yes, my bedroom playlist. Alright guys, when you are in the bedroom, when you are in the bedroom, you're going to go through my list of 10 songs. 10 songs, very, very short, but then again, they're 10 songs. It's quite long, actually. It's quite long. Like, how long are you spending in the bedroom? I don't know, not like 10 hours, but you can put it on loop. Can you imagine putting on loop? And it's in order. So we start off very strong. We start off super strong. We're gonna start off with the Macarena. Imagine, we start off with the Macarena. We're starting strong. We're setting the mood. You invite your partner into the bedroom. You be like, hey babe, look. And you're playing the Macarena. Right? You sit there. You sit there with the Macarena and you're like, okay guys, let's go. The beat. Dun 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 dun. And then you're like, yes, this is very romantic. And then you can make out to this song. Very nice. And then maybe if you want to dance a little, get them in the mood. It's fun. It's nice. Next up, next song, after we've set the mood and everyone's feeling a little bit romantic, a little bit frisky, we start going into Blink 182, I Miss You. Get them in their feels, hit them with that emotional power. They start thinking about their emo days. They start feeling a little bit nostalgic. It gets them in that touching mood. You're like, let's have a heart-to-heart while we sit here staring at each other's faces really close. We go with I Miss You. Maybe if you want to make out some more, you can make out some more. That's when you start getting into like the romance part, right? You invite them into the bedroom, you do your fancy things. You can do it too. I Miss You. Next up, Super Mario Galaxy remix with Throwback. If you don't know that song, listen to it on my playlist. It's amazing. It is a remix of Super Mario Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy with a rap. It's very romantic. The lyrics are very nice. And then the next song, afterwards, we go right into it. Butterfly from the DDR machine. Smile. Butterfly. Right? It's very romantic. It's very nice. It's like, it's catchy, and then you'll be like, wow, this is a really good beat. It's a really nice dance song, right? It's not on a DDR machine for no reason. It's a great beat. And the next song, we go to Queen of the Night, the Magic Flute, Aria. Queen of the Night, Aria. It's a song about romance. It's a song about love. I think it's an amazing bedroom song. It'll get you in the mood. And the next song is, we got Dancing Queen by ABBA. Dancing Queen, it gets you in the mood for dancing. That's what you want. You want to dance in the bedroom. You'd be like, hey baby, let's dance, right? Next song, Scotland the Brave. What inspires love more than a patriotic anthem full of bagpipes? Amazing. I think there's nothing better to get you in the mood to just make love to the sound of bagpipes. And then the next one on the list, we're getting to the end. We've got the Cotton Eye Joe Gregorian Chant Nightcore Hardcore Dubstep Remix. An even better beat. So you're getting to the climax, you're getting to the heat of things, right? You hear the sound come in, you hear the Gregorian chants, the opera, the violins come in into the background, and you're like, this is amazing. This is the peak of my life. This is the greatest thing ever. And then the next, you're gonna switch to Crazy Frog. That song, yes. And you're gonna have a fun time. And you can be like, wow, this song's so catchy. It's gonna stay in your head. And then finally, at the very end, you have All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. We end it with a very romantic song. You guys would just look at each other and be like, all I want for Christmas is you. Right? All I want for Christmas is you. No matter what time of year it is, all I want for Christmas is you. And it's very romantic, and I think it's a great way to end your day. And then you can sing along. That's my bedroom playlist, guys. You were banned for that language. I did not see that message. I did not see that message. I took it off. I did not see that. I don't even know what the context of that was. Listening to Sabrina Carpenter while playing COD. Nice. My bedroom song is Pumped Up Kicks. I don't know. Is that a bedroom song? I don't think it's very romantic. I don't think that's very romantic. You know what's more romantic? All I Want for Christmas Is You. I think it's a great song. I think my bedroom playlist is amazing. I want people to listen to that and be like, if anybody here has a partner, I want them to introduce them and be like, hey, I have a great playlist for the next time. We do. We have a fun time in the bedroom. What's not romantic about Kirby's Gourmet Race? It's not catchy enough. I'm still hungry. Kirby's Gourmet Race? I think the speed's a little too fast. The audacity. It's a great song to listen to on its own. It's a great song to listen to on its own, but it's a little too fast. I'm reminded of that one song about the Seabat song, you know, that that one Reddit post and the poor girl for listening to that for 2 years. Oh, I love that. Uh-oh. Guys. Actually, wait a minute. Oh shoot, it's not playing. Holy, one sec. It didn't play. It's weird. It should be playing. Hold it. Studio audio. It should work. Look. Alerts. Unacceptable. It didn't even show you. Okay, guys, I reformatted my entire stuff, so it might not show up. Alerts. Alerts. Audio sources? No. Audio. Oh, that is true. I don't have my thing. Okay, I think I know the problem. I don't have my sound alerts. How many letter limit in Twitch chat? I have no idea. Maybe 180? Like a Twitter tweet. I don't know, test it out. What's the longest sentence ever? See where it cuts off. Oh, I don't have my sound alerts, I believe. Yeah, I didn't add my sound alerts. Well, that's long. Okay. When my alerts play, guys, when my alerts play, do you hear that pop up? Someone do like a sound redeem or something. Library, my alerts. Account settings. We see the pop. Yeah, we see the pop-up. Do you hear it though? Library, activity feed, scenes, animation. Do we hear it? Nope. Okay, oh boy. That's the one thing I don't have. Okay. Skip. Manager is set up. Alright, okay, I got it. Scenes. Let me add it to something. BGM. Assets, no. Background, BGM. Cameras. Desktop audio. Yeah, I want to put it here. Let's put it into my alerts. Oh, so what is it called? I thought I had it. Apparently not. Okay. Control audio view obvious. And let's add it over here. There it is. Alright. I'm gonna do the same over here. I'm gonna have sound alerts. Yeah! Okay, let me move it over. It's a little huge. Here's good. Let's move it up. Chat alerts. And then I'll move it over here. Bam. Nice. Okay, perfect. Alright, perfect. Okay, let's go back to my settings. I have to do this in studio mode. There we go, we fixed it. Okay, now my redeems work. Yeah, when you redeem that one, the Meganium remix stuff, that actually didn't go through on my end. It didn't go through on my end. So I don't think your channel points were taken, because it didn't work. But now it's connected, it should play. So let me play it quack. Did you hear that? Oh shoot. That's loud. Let me turn it. Oh my god, that's loud. And I can't hear anything. Sound alerts. Oh my god, that's loud. No, leave it loud. I'm not gonna blast everyone's ear guys. I'm gonna turn it up to this much, okay? We're gonna leave it at. We're gonna leave it at -10. There we go. It's not as loud as last time. Last time I had it, you could barely hear what I was saying. This is the part that gets me yay! The fact that we're vibing to a small VTuber. Listen, this is a rave. This is not your ordinary stream. This is always... Just know that when you watch me, at any moment it could become a rave. At any moment it could become a rave. I should have just played this. My sound of it. It either becomes a rave or debate. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Flashbang. Flashbang. My room is dark. It's okay. It can be. No. Yeah, I have sound effects. I have video effects. They're funny. My eyes, I can see the explosion still. Flashbang. I have too much power. And yeah. Yeah. Listen, every single time, instead of like the badums, I'm just gonna go boo. No. We're not. Not. Oh, that'd be funny. Imagine. Yeah, welcome to my stream. I think a lot of people on YouTube have found me through my JoJo video. I made... Every single time somebody disagrees with me, I'll be like, huh, your ideas are invalid. It's my visual version of like the pipe sound. The pipe sound effect, like that really loud like pipe falling sound. It's just boom. Love that. It's not the sound, it's just the flashbang, yep. Love that. I abuse flashbang. This VTuber might have Arsenal and is mine using it. Yeah. You know it. Like, listen, why would I... Why wouldn't I? Hello. Trinity is like this gout think fast juggernauts. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people on YouTube have discovered me through my random video I posted, my channel trailer actually, my channel trailer intro. Or I started talking about JoJo. I was a big JoJo meme reference at the same time referencing both my lore and introducing myself. 3 in 1. It's a meme, it's a JoJo reference. And... Is that Metal Gear? Metal Gear 3? I don't know what you're trying to censor there. Every single time I see a censor, I'm just gonna put in my own words. Oh, metal pipe. I have a metal pipe sound effect. Do you guys want to hear it? You guys want to hear my soundboard? Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Can you hear that? I swear some of my things are broken. Nope, it's silent. Okay, I didn't add that. Alerts. Do browser. Stream sound effects. Clock tags, chat. Banqueting. Stream. Huh. That is another thing I do not have. That's weird. Chat. Audio. Oh wow. Bunny! Let me move down a little bit so you can see my ears. Oh man, my sound alerts aren't working. Things that are more broken. It's okay, I'll add it next time. We'll see. I can't do it right now. But I have a soundboard. Okay guys, for reference, I reformatted my entire stream setup because my sources were looking like a mess. My sources were looking like a mess, so I moved everything to like nested scenes and sources, so it's a little bit more organized. Yeah! I have a lot of redeems. I have cat ears, I have bunny ears, I have dog ears. I have different hairstyles. Yeah, we have things that change. But yeah, I do this. Bop, bop, bop. There's only me who's watching. No, there's a lot of other people. There's a lot of other people here. I'm thinking about that song. Yoru no hajimaru sa bunny girl yuwakusareru horo ni hajiketon. Oh, on YouTube. I don't know. I think some people are over here on Twitch. That's okay. You're special. You're special on YouTube. There you go. You can be like your little... You can be like, oh yes, I am on YouTube. Who knows? There could be somebody. There could be somebody lurking. I don't know. What's a good name for like... What's a good name for, I don't know, an animal? Like a cat. If I ever got a cat, which I want one day, I want to get a cat. I want to name it Soup. I'd be like, I love my cat Soup. Oh man, I just told you guys like... Good soup. Yeah, good soup. I'd be like, good soup. Good cat. Good soup. I want to do that thing, you know, where you stick your face? You know when you stick your face in a cat and you go like... Yeah? You stick your face in a cat and you do like the raspberry thing and then you can pretend you're drinking soup and be like... Good soup. That's what I want to do. And then there's also that thing where people go like, oh, cats are liquid, cats are soup. I can be like, yes, my cat is soup. I love naming animals after like food names because it's like, it's so cute. Like cats with weird odd names. Like I think cats named Muffin are kind of common, but you know what's different? Cheeto. Actually no, Cheeto's a common name for a cat maybe. Like an orange cat named Cheeto, that'd be so cute. It's bad out of context if you have a cat named Soup and you're talking to your friends on the phone and you're like, I'm eating soup. Yeah. They won't know. Am I eating soup? Or am I eating... So, I mean, I guess they would know based off of context, right? They'd be like, oh, soup, as in like actual soup. Borscht. Yes. Name your cat Borscht. Borscht. Borscht is really good, by the way, if you've ever had borscht. It's like a red cabbage soup with like beef. Ooh, it's really nice. Beef broth. Wellington. Oh my god. Pudding. I think pudding's a cute name for a cat. Galaxy Destroyer and End of Universes. Yeah, when you have a cat named like Bartholomew the Third and you look over and it's just a distinguished looking gentleman, you're like, ah, that's a cute cat. Or like, I don't know, Gargamel, Destroyer of Words, right? Or like Ganondorf. Name your cat Ganondorf and it'll be like the cutest looking thing ever. Like a kitten named Ganondorf. I think that'd be so cute. Bartholomew Henry Allen. You take them to the vet and they'll be like looking at the name and they read out the chart. In the waiting room they'll be like, Bartholomew? And then you're like, me. That's my cat. That's yeah. We have like such common names for cats. Like, you know, everybody names their black cat Shadow. Everybody names their black and white cat Mittens or Spot or Steve or whatever. Name is something interesting. Garfield. Yeah, Garfield for an orange cat. I love that idea. Like, I mean, Garfield is a reference to, right? You know, the comic book series, but you can name them something completely different or unique. Sudowoodo. Name them after Pokemon. That's actually kind of cute. Naming an orange cat Pikachu or something. Naming an orange cat. My cat's name is Sir Richard from Wentshire. Nice. Unironically, he's just a little gentleman, you know? He's just a little distinguished gentleman. Richard, he has a full name? He has a full name? Does he have a middle name too? You can, when your cat does something naughty, you can yell out their whole name. Be like, Richard Stevens Watterson, you bad boy. When I go to the vet, they go, Sir Richard. That's so funny. Oh, aw. Aw, I wish I had a cat. Richard Stevens M. Watterson. Yes. I think it's so funny when people do that to their pets. They give them or when people give their pet their last name. I think that's kind of cute. They're like a member of the family. They're like, aw. But yeah. Also, by the way, did you know that for a lot of animals... Oh, why am I so low? For a lot of animals, actually, positive reinforcement is a lot better than negative reinforcement. I'll let you guys pick his middle name since he doesn't have one. I don't know. Mingle Join. What kind of name is that? What's a good name? Edinburgh. Edinburgh. I don't know. Something British. Gilbert? That's a first name. Yeah, but for a lot of pets, actually, positive reinforcement is a lot better than negative reinforcement. So when you discipline an animal, when you discipline a cat specifically, I know their brains kind of work differently than dogs, but if you have a cat that's doing something naughty, like let's say they're scratching the couch, and you spray them with water, they will not correlate the spray of water with the scratching of the couch because they don't understand that they're doing a bad thing. They're just doing something that comes as like, just something that they're doing. So when you spray them with water, they take it as like, this human is spraying me with water out of nowhere for no reason. And then they just think, that's weird. Whatever, humans being weird. You have to positively reinforce behavior that you want them to exhibit and then steer them away from that activity. So if you notice that they're scratching a certain area of the couch, you put a scratch post next to that part so that you redirect them away from that item so that they're more tempted to go do something else. And then when they do that thing, you give them a treat for it, and then they're more likely to be like, if I scratch this thing, I will get a treat. You want them to correlate that idea in their head that scratching the post is better than scratching the couch. Or even just general things like eating your plants. You want to put like cat-friendly plants next to those things and be like, okay, instead of eating these are the things that you can eat. The rest of them you leave alone. Stuff like that. But as for dogs, you can teach negative reinforcement. It's just a little bit harder to. But it's better, in all honesty, to correlate positive reinforcement with something like that'll work. For example, like, people do clicker training with dogs. If you want a dog to exhibit like positive behavior, you have to like do it immediately. You have to be like, you know, and then the dog will like come over and then you'd be like, good boy. Like immediately, you have to say it right away because they won't correlate that they did a good thing unless you actually say it. Like you can't just give them treats out of nowhere because then they'll be like, oh, I get a treat right now. But yeah, random like dog training tips. I used to work around animals a lot, so I know like random tricks with animals and stuff. I think it's really cool. But yeah. Yeah, because they'll expect treats when if you keep them giving them treats, yeah. So if you're trying to train a dog to do something, you have to give them food, like the treat right away after they did something that you want them to do. You can't just like wait a couple of seconds and then give it to them because then they'll be like, oh, treat for no reason. You have to be like, okay, give me your paw. And then they give you their paw and then you go like, good boy. And then you give them a treat. And then they correlate that with their head. So that's how it works. It's really funny once you learn like psychology of like both humans and animals, because then you can use it to your advantage. Like for example, if you want somebody to like you, a clicker can be helpful, yeah. Clicker is like fast. I'm still here on YouTube. Hello. Hello. Thank you for staying with us in this community, even though you're over there on YouTube. But don't worry, we're all friends here. We're all little. Chat is your buddies. Chat is there for you, even if they're on Twitch. Yeah, clicker is just a faster method of like putting an audio cue to something positive. I'm asleep, my eyes have been trying to keep up. Oh my god, what time is it for you? What time is it for me? It's like 2 a.m. Oh man, I wanted to play a game today. I wanted to play a game today, but I haven't. I wanted to play just crow things. I'm kind of sad. I wanted to play just crow things. Guys, my category, by the way, if you ever see me title streams on YouTube called Winging It, it's also known as my category of I don't know what I'm doing today, but we're just gonna be winging it. Or I don't know what game to play, so we just chat. Just crow things, yes. It's a game on Steam. When will I go back to being a full-time puzzle streamer? I'm a yapper streamer now, I don't know. We play puzzles once in a while. I think we were playing Birds Organized Neatly like 3 weeks ago. That's a puzzle game. I want to go back to Toem, but my shared account that I have with somebody, they're not responding to their messages. I wanted to finish Toem before I get into Gorgoa or start another game, but they haven't, like, Steam updated their shared family settings, so they have to go in and accept my family invite, but they're not doing that, so I have to, like, I don't know, like bother them or something, and they're not checking their messages. I'm sad. Oh, he's been a yapper streamer? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Actually, yes. My very first stream I ever did, I think I did like a working stream where I was like working on my overlays on stream at the same time. But when it comes to like me talking directly, I guess like full time, not always been the best at that. When I'm playing games, I'm like locked in, it's so bad. That's why I don't play Valorant. I lock in too hard. It's been 3 years though since I joined the Yapper Rover. Yeah! Congratulations, I guess. I think you were like one of the very first people and very the few people who've actually stuck around this long. So thank you. Yes, fun times. Yeah, I was a PNG, exactly. I was a PNG with something that I drew myself. If you need someone to yap to, just start a stream because we'll be there. Thank you. You guys can hear me out. You can hear me. I'll be like, hey guys, I have a great idea, and everyone will be like, no! I evolved like I'm a Pokemon. That's funny. I can tell you about my next food idea. We can hear you out, but we'll fight it out. Really? That's fine, I'll debate. It makes it more fun. 3 years? I found her out just a few months back. Months? Months? From where? YouTube? YouTube? You just did your own followage. I don't know if you can do other people's. Oh, posture check. Just me. Yeah, I don't think you can do it for other people. I don't know if Twitch works like that. Can you see other people's? Even if you're a mod? I don't think that's a possibility. Ooh, my back. You guys can't hear it, but like, my spine is a little bit crackly today. I did with some other streamers. Oh, maybe it's something I have to like turn on. I don't know. Oh, your vape. Guys, this is confusing. Everybody's got different names. Fix my position. I am sitting straight. I'm sitting up straight. I'm actually sitting with my feet. Like, not underneath me. I'm sitting with my feet on the ground. For once this entire stream, I have not sat on my feet. I have not sat on my legs. I normally do, but I haven't. And that's great. Because sometimes I feel like I like hunch over, and then by the time I stand up, I get like a stomach ache, because like, I've been compressed for too long. Proud of the accomplishment, yes. What are my follow ages on Twitch? On Twitch. Have I ever had a chiro adjustment? No. I'm kind of scared. I don't think my back is that bad. I don't think follow age works on YouTube. I think it only works for Twitch, unfortunately. One day, an hour ago. Months ago, though, on YouTube. That's wild. Was I streaming on YouTube a month? Yeah, I was actually. That's not true. Yeah, I was. I was on YouTube a while, like a couple months ago. I've been doing that. Yes, I have been co-streaming. Kayla, do you have any weird habits? Example, I stick my tongue out on auto. My teacher scolded me at the start of the year because I seem like a kid. Maybe when I'm watching TV, I'll turn my head to the side. Sometimes I look at things out of the corner of my eye. Like I sit there with my eyes. Like my eyes are facing like my model. My eyes don't turn. Your delays are way too long on YouTube. I'm sorry. Sleep's taking me. Good night, Frost. Have a good night. 1 second. Thank you for the water break and the posture check and the stretch. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night. Good night. Oh, now my emotes work. Now my emotes work on Twitch. Wow. Good night. Now they work. But yes, when I'm watching TV, sometimes from far away, sometimes I look at things out of the corner of my eye. I turn my head like this and then I look straight. So like imagine, like I'm facing the screen right now in front of me, right? Like right in front of me. I'll turn my head to the side like this and I'll look straight. It's kind of weird. And then I have to remember that I need to face forward. I don't know why I do that, but I know it's specifically like I look at it on this side. But that's it. When I'm playing games though, I face forward. But when I'm watching TV and stuff, or I'm watching a show, I'll do this. It's really weird. I know it's really funny to watch certain streamers when they're locked into a game, they have like a concentrated face. I don't know if I do that. Maybe I'll do this. That's one of the fun things about having like something that tracks your face as you're streaming, because then you can see your like weird habits that you do. Good night, I'm daytime here. It's 2 AM over here. But yeah, as for like other habits, I don't know. I haven't noticed. I don't know myself. Yeah, I stream at odd times. This time of day or like night that I stream, I get a lot of people who are like maybe all over the world. A lot of times early in the stream, like when I start streaming at like 11 to 12, I have people come in and they'll say hi and then they're like, I'm going to bed, because you know, it's late. It is late. Like 3 AM, like midnight. Some people go to bed around that time because it's their bedtime. So yes, they go to bed at that time, they drop in, they say like, oh my god, Kyo's streaming, and then go to bed. My friends look at me when I stream and they're like, why are you streaming so late? And I'm like, I don't know. Every single time I try to stream earlier, it just doesn't work out. I used to stream at 8 PM. Now I stream at like 10:30, and then it went even later. Now I stream at like 11 to 12. And it's fine. I finally made it. Yeah, I finally streamed long enough and late enough for you to show up. When I lock in, I lean in with whatever I'm playing. Nah. I don't do... that's not true. Maybe when I'm playing a racing game, I have a tendency to like lean. Maybe. I think. If I'm playing Mario Kart, if I have a controller in my hand, I'll like lean. I'll do like this. That's funny. But Like if I'm playing a game, I usually don't like lean forward. I'm trying to remember, do I have any like odd gaming habits? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I do. Maybe if I do, you can tell me about it. You can be like, hey, by the way, did you know that when you do this, like when you stream or like when you play this game, you do that, and then you can tell me. Or maybe I'll watch my own VOD and I'll be like, why the heck am I doing that? I mean, odd habits I do naturally. Like I have certain words that I say often, and that I try to stop. Like I say like a lot, and I say anyways a lot. I'm trying to stop it, but I don't. I can't. I guess it's a part of my vocabulary. It's okay. I ask Celine a lot when I drive, probably because I used to go go-karting a lot. Ooh. It's 12 p.m. here. We talking about food? Food? Yeah, I'm hungry. It's 2:30. Fighting games have the strongest locked-in effect for me. Ooh. You know when you get really into a video game and your arms tense up? See, now you have a friend over there on YouTube. There you go. You have a friend over on YouTube. Yes, we're talking about food. We were talking about food. Now we're talking about, I don't know, something else. Games. We're talking about games. Or, I don't know, we're talking about whatever comes to mind. Whatever topic it switches to. We've been through a couple topics tonight. Play CS? What is CS? CSGO? I don't have that game. I don't play FPSs actually. I rarely play FPSs, I'm really bad at them. I rarely ever play FPS games. Maybe a long time ago. I played a little bit of PUBG, but I can attest you're bad, yeah. Yeah. I have nothing to say to that because I know it's true. I know it's true. I need to go to the bathroom. Play RimWorld? I don't know what that game is either. Guys, any game that requires some point of skill, I'm probably bad at because I did not grow up playing video games. I don't have a background in gaming. I haven't played games. I've watched people play games, like I played a little bit of games. My extent of gaming as a kid was like Harvest Moon and Pokemon. And like Viva Pinata and like Nintendogs. That's the kind of gamer I was. I wasn't like, and like, you know, Mario games, but like I didn't grow up playing COD. I didn't grow up playing TF2 or stuff like that. So I don't have the skill that a lot of people have honed in their childhood to play FPS games. Play Cooking Mama? I have Cooking Mama, that's the funny thing. Not on Steam, I believe. I don't think it's on Steam. But I know I have it on my DS. I don't know if I don't think I can port my DS to my PC. But I have it on my DS. I regret paying for PUBG after I found it became free. Yeah. I also played a lot of MMORPGs like way back then. Like I used to play this game called Rainbow Saga. I used to play Adventure Quest. I used to play like, I wanted to play MapleStory and I wanted to play Elsword Online, but they were download only and I only had browser games. So for me it was a lot of browser based games. I can try 5D chess with multiversal time travel. My brain doesn't work like that. Views 1 to 7 to 4 because people are going to bed. It's 2:30 a.m. I don't look at my viewer count, to be fair. There was a lot of people here earlier. A lot of people were chatting. That's fine. I don't mind. If people want to hang out, if people want to lurk, if people want to vibe. We also have people on YouTube joining us too, so it's on both YouTube and Twitch. I go to bed at 6 AM, oh my god. Haven't played that in the longest time, oh yeah. Nostalgia tripping, guys. We're nostalgia baiting. We're nostalgia baiting hours. That was the first MMO I reached endgame, and oh my gosh, I never actually got the chance to play Elsword. Oh, guys. Fantasy Life is coming out on May 21st. I said this last stream, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm so excited for that game. I'm gonna play it. I'm so excited for... I'm so excited for Fantasy Life. Play Five Nights at Freddy's? No, I'm really bad at horror games too. Two games that I'm really bad at, FPS games, because I don't have skill, it's just skill issue. So if you want to see me die 3 times, like in the first second, sure. FNF isn't FNAF, I don't know what FNF is. I'm not a gamer. I'm not a real gamer, I'm a fake gamer, guys. FNF is a rhythm game. I don't think I've heard of that one. I've heard of the other types of games like Osu, Demo, Citus, you know, Project Sekai, whatever. But I don't think I've ever heard of that one. I'm still alive, hello. I know, it's... Twitch? No, sorry, not Twitch. YouTube chat is just delayed. Project Sekai's fun? Yeah, Project Sekai's nice. I like the songs. I know there's a little bit of divide between people going like, I hate the Project Sekai fandom. And I get it, because a lot of the Project Sekai fandom people are minors and children who don't know how to interact in a space, and when they say, oh my gosh, my favorite song is Melt by Project Sekai, and you're like, no, Melt originally came out in 2012 by Rio. Like, Project Sekai did not invent that song. So I get the frustration when people who are long, super old fans of Vocaloid, and then they see people go like, haha, Project Sekai song. No, Vocaloid has existed before Project Sekai. But yeah, I don't really stay near the fandom. I just like the music. I don't care about the fandom. Play the end of Hatsune Miku to die is enough. That's not... You mean the end of Hatsune Miku? That song? Cosmobosu P. Cosmobosu P is also another Vocaloid producer that has a lot of... They actually have a series of songs that are like that. My favorite song goes, I'm never gonna give you up, never gonna let you... Not gonna lie, that song is actually a really good karaoke song. That's actually a really nice karaoke song, did you know that? I will sing Never Gonna Give You Up like maybe 10 times in a row. I just got rickrolled, yes you did. I love that song, it's great. It's a good song actually. I don't know why people are like, ah man, I got rickrolled. It's a good song. I don't mind getting rickrolled, it's a great song. Okay, that's not the right song. I was gonna go da 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 down 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 da 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 da. But then I'm like, that's not rickroll. That's the other song. What am I for you with Star Wars? I actually have not watched Star Wars. I've watched maybe the first movie. The only part that I remember from the Star Wars movies is... No, you cannot send links in chat. It'll get censored. The only part I remember from Star Wars is when the guy gets eaten No. Yeah. Luke goes inside that freezing planet and then he cuts open that animal he killed and then he goes inside it for warmth, and that's all I remember. I only remember bits of movies because I don't remember watching the whole thing. It's like when I watched the Harry Potter movie, the only thing I remember from the Harry Potter movie that traumatized me was Dumbledore trying to get the... What are those things called? The homunculus? Him trying to get the thing out of the well of... There's like a fountain with poison in it, and I remember him like drinking the poison. All my memories are traumatic of like old movies. It's him drinking the poison out of the fountain to get the little curse thing at the bottom, and that's all I remember from that movie. And I remember it gave me nightmares. How come I didn't watch Star Wars? Because it's... I don't know. I don't remember it. Nani? Ma, that movie with Harry Potter and him drinking the poison out of the thing. And then all I remember from other movies, I remember watching Race to Witch Mountain, that scene where the kid sticks their hand in that like glowing goop to grab something out of it. I think they're trying to get like a technology out of like I don't know, the movie Race to Witch Mountain was weird. And that's all I remember. I didn't watch the Coraline movie until I was older. I haven't watched a lot of movies. Listen guys, I am a coward and I don't watch a lot of movies because I thought they were scary as a kid. Like I tried watching I Am Number 4. That movie is terrifying as a child. I tried watching Princess Mononoke. That movie's also scary for a child. Like that scene where they go to the forest and they encounter all of those little those dolls that are like moving their head. That's scary. Good luck, people. No, I understand movie references because I've seen them enough times. I can probably like list, and I know what happens in those movies, but like when it comes to watching the movie, I do not know what happens. You can be like, oh yes, I remember that time when R2-D2 said this, and I'd be like, yeah, I guess so. I guess so, you know. I never watched the movie, so I don't remember. It's funny though, because I think I have watched The Mandalorian. While you guys were watching classical movies, I was reading the book. Can I fly? No. I'm actually really afraid of heights, so no, I cannot fly. It would be useful if I could fly. I wish I could. Although then again, I am afraid of heights, so I don't think it'd be very useful. I'd get like maybe one inch off the ground, maybe 2 inches off the ground, and then I'd be like, okay, never mind. I gotta go back down. I can't even rock climb, guys. That's how bad with heights I am. I go rock climbing, I take one step up off the wall, I look down, I'm like, no, I gotta get down. I could never. No, I can't go rock climbing. I'm too scared. I can't even go up one step on a rock wall, not just 2. See, the moment my feet leave the ground, I'm like, heck no. If my feet are not touching the ground, no. But it doesn't matter if I'm on a plane, because, you know, that becomes the ground. That becomes the floor. Or like if I'm standing on something like high. But if I'm standing on the top of a skyscraper looking down and you get that moment of feeling of falling, I don't like that. I don't like roller coasters. How about planes? Planes are fine. Because when you're in a plane, you're like, the floor of the plane becomes your new floor. That becomes your floor, that becomes your ground. And then the moment you get off the plane, you're like, then your ground is normal. So like, as long as my feet are touching solid ground and I'm not like standing on the edge of something really like narrow and I'm looking down at the ground, I think I'm fine. I would not go skydiving though. Like if you took me and we were like, oh, we're gonna go on a parachute, I'd be like, hell no. I don't like roller coasters. Your feet tickles when it happens? Your feet tickle. I get like a weird feeling in my stomach. I look down, I get a feeling of like falling forward, and then I viscerally imagine the feeling of like falling. You ever have those dreams where you feel like you're falling? That's kind of like scary. You know when you're like, you wake up and then you feel like you're falling and you're like, before you hit the ground, you're like, yeah. I love dreaming falling. I don't know about that. I've had a lot of weird dreams. Some of them I like when they have a storyline to it and I'm doing something cool. And then I have to be like, oh man, go back. I wanted to see that again. And then I don't. I'm kind of sad. I am hungry and I need to go to the bathroom. That's scientifically normal. Feel like for me? I don't know why that happens. I don't think they know. Like, the science of dreams is actually a very large I believe, what's it called? Uncharted? There's a better word for that. Undiscovered. Under-researched. I guess. Like, part of research. Like, it's very hard to like scientifically study dreaming, or like the science of dreaming, because of it taking place in your brain. Like, you cannot see into somebody else's head. So it's really cool, it's really interesting, but unfortunately I don't think we're at the technology level yet to be able to understand dreams. They're really cool to look at though when you see people talk about it, because some people have really interesting dreams. They're like, nobody knows why we dream, nobody knows like how the brain comes up with these things, or like what the purpose of them. There's a lot of mysteries. There's a lot of things in science that we don't know. It's like kind of cool. I like that. But anyways, it is 2:46 and I am going to go to bed. I have to go to the bathroom, that's why I need to go. I need to go to the bathroom and I need to go have sleep for like dinner / midnight snack, because the more I sit here and the more I yap, I'm gonna be like, man, I really want to eat something, but like I can't eat something because it's too late. So I'm gonna go have sleep for food. So yep. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. We're gonna go. I wanna see. Wow. Of course, it's insanely late and nobody's streaming. Maybe. Twitch people, I'm sending you off. Good night, everybody. I'm going to go to bed. Twitch people, I'm going to send you off to a raid. To a Vera V2. I don't know who this is. I'm just sending you off to somebody random I found. But YouTube people, I don't know, find your own place. Goodbye, YouTube people. Thank you all for stopping by. YouTube people, thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Same thing for Twitch people. Have a good night. I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you all for stopping by and chatting with me. That was very nice. I like chatting with people. I like yapping. I think this is very nice and fun. But yeah, good night. Yes, stay hydrated, people. If you are going to bed, go to bed. If it's late for you, go to bed. If it's in the day, good luck. Have fun. Thank you all for stopping by. And I will let you know of my stream schedule like next week or maybe tomorrow, but we'll find out. We'll figure it out. We'll play it by ear. I have a great news. Yes, have a good afternoon. Have a good rest of your day, whatever. Take a nap. If it's in the middle of the day for you, sleep. But yes, good night. Bye bye. 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 Bye bye.